Yeah, let's go ahead. What do we do? Wait, you are live. Yes, so what do we do?
We have to think more about now practicing, putting into practice. More of theories of intellectual discussions.
So what should we put into practice?
That was my next thing anyway, you brought it up.
For me, I want to have more awareness throughout the day. Earlier I was thinking this is possible if I go to somewhere and sit close eyes and do that. Okay, that is anyway it is there. But for that I should not wait. Urgency is there, very high urgency. Wherever, whatever, do it. Full awareness. I have already started that.
You mean watching the mind and being observant of all things?
Correct. Whatever, whomever is there, see, as soon as we start interacting with the people, we come to that discussion points. Then we lose what you call that awareness. Instead, we start focusing with our raga and desha. And that continues discussions. End of that, we again conclude with the raga and desha only. Either that person close to me, okay, very nice. If he's not close, we'll start talking behind. Like after having lunch, if you go to anywhere, no? We always say that, okay, little bit of extra salt means it would have been better. Like that we comment. So I think we should be completely away from that kind of thinking. Instead, with the full awareness, eat, full awareness, at least you can have a neutral feeling. If possible, you have a blissful feeling, otherwise at least neutral feeling. And this, I have to extend across all. It is not a just one day exercise. This is a continuous, awareness just goes away because of our habit. And we have to bring it back. When we continuously bring it back, it becomes habit. So for that, some deep is required. I am thinking in 3 months, I can see some changes in myself if I do that. Good change, not a small change. Which I am confident that it is possible also.
And also that we should not be trying to feel neutral and trying to feel blissful. We just have to observe, isn't it, Vilas?
Yes, that's correct.
Correct. Without loading our brain or mind, we should do that. The moment you load, then we will be more worried about that loading factor.
Yeah, correct.
Controlling factor.
Yeah, now if you are not blissful and if you are not neutral, then you wonder, oh, why I didn't. So it will go in a different loop.
Yes.
So that's what I have learned when I was doing all these things, that be accepting of what's happening there that time. Don't fight with it, even though you don't like it. Right?
Correct. See, that even though you don't like it, is that one thing which has happened because of our today's life.
No, what I mean is
I
not...
like it or I don't like it itself, it's slowly goes away.
No, I mean to say it's not that whatever outside you like it or not like it. What we are trying to observe is your mind. And sometimes, but it is now it is not so much. There are certain things which constricts my heart. Meaning something, even though you are aware and all that, it's still in spite of it does. So when that happens, you will notice it because you are always watching. And then you will feel bad. Oh, why did I have that? I don't know, got what I'm trying to say.
I got it. I don't know how much, but understood. Okay, now the tool. Which tool would you like to use to be aware? What is the tool?
Start with the attention.
No, that is correct. That is after you get the tool. Now, what is the tool you want to use?
I don't know how to respond to that question. Probably, I don't know whether I have understood properly.
No.
One tool is the mind only.
No. Tool is not the mind. That is the instrument what you are going to watch. It's like you are going to a laboratory and you are going to watch all of those test tube and burette and all that. But what is the tool you are going to use to prepare this? You have to put
Shraddha?
what's that?
Shraddha?
No. Shraddha is not a tool. See, you want to put a burette and pipe and all of that, right? So let us say you are doing one experiment. You have to buy this stuff, right? Otherwise there is nothing you can do. So once you buy that, you have to bring it and you have to set up your lab.
Yes.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, then I will be answering the question. So.
Yeah, so wait for a second. I'm asking, but okay. So now, thing is, you have to buy. So you need to know what to buy. Then you need to know where the lab, and you need to put all of them together. For all of them putting together, you have the Shad Sampatti is one of the tool. Okay, that is a tool through which you can observe the mind. So I'm asking you, what is the tool you are going to use for becoming aware? You are not taking the what Shankaracharya is informing. You are taking something called as awareness. You want to be aware of every moment. So, and you want to investigate that what is happening in the mind. Now my question here is, what is the tool you would like to use for that?
Okay, when you say that Sat Samadhi, tools, I have understood. I don't know any other tools are there.
No, for awareness, that is not going to be working.
If I have to be aware on something, I should bring that attention. And
that is correct.
If anything happens around me, if it happens neutral way, no issues. Okay, generally no problem. But if it happens with the raga or dvesha, I should ensure that all that raga and dvesha is only when I observe, it will not be there within me. It will not come. That is what I should do. That means I am in the process, I am arresting raga and dvesha, not in a forceful way. Forceful means it will come out again. In a way where it dissolves and it goes away. No. Next time when I see that situation, I will not have any feeling of raga or dvesha.
No, that is correct. That is the result of that experiment part.
Then I don't know how to respond to your question.
No.
Tool point of view.
No, there are three parts to this. Okay. The first part is what you want to experiment. The second part is the tool or the method or the items that are required to do that experiment. Third is the result of the experiment.
Okay. See, now I am in a Prapanchika. Connected to the Prapanchika, I know what it is because that awareness I have, how much connection is there. And I also know where I should go for a spiritual progress. And for that, what I need to do also I know. If I do this, it is possible to do. Now, instrument, when you ask, I don't know how to respond to that. That's only this one. I know that if I give my attention, it is possible to do that. That means prayatna. If I do that, it is possible. And prayatna is possible only if I have Shraddha. Shraddha is nothing but, it is like a passion. Within me, something is triggered that I should do. That trigger is already there. I don't have to worry about that trigger. It is already there. Now, I have urgency of doing it. That means, now don't waste time for anything else. Only try to do that. Okay. In this process while happening, I'll be keep working with the normal world, the normal people. Everything is okay. Only thing is change I'm trying to bring within me. That change, what I'm trying to bring within me is nothing but I am going from, I don't know how to explain, Rajasika sometimes tamasika, something rajasika, to maybe neutral. I don't know, is it sattvika or something, but to the neutral. That much I know. So then for me, observation is very, very easy. Otherwise, I become a part of that problem. Now I don't want to become that part of problem. For me, it's only observation. When I observe, then I will get a purity in my mind, is my belief. If I get the purity in mind, that itself is a spiritual journey. Then it will guide me that what I should do. It's like when I finish my elementary, I know till 10th. Afterwards, by then I will have idea, should I go to commerce or arts or science. Then I don't know how to respond to your question still. Instrument.
No, what is the instrument to observe? See, you are trying to observe, you want to become aware. You are using these words, which are the basic necessity for getting the result. Now you require a tool to observe. Otherwise, what will you observe? So if I say I want to observe my mind, mind is the, what we can say, the one which you want to observe, but you should have something to observe. Let's say I want to observe the platelets, or I want to observe, let us say, cells. Then I need to have the microscope. That is the tool I need to observe. Otherwise, I can keep on saying I want to be aware of the number of cells. I want to observe the number of cells. That is not going to give me anything, because I don't have the instrument through which I can observe. So for becoming aware, for becoming an observer, what is the tool you want to use?
Is it like this? When I talk to people, one is that seeing him, that person. Second is listening to him, or first is sound. And then there is something, meaning is formed within that in my mind. And I am trying to bring the neutrality in that meaning. So far I used to give some color to that. Is it eye and ears, sound and light kind of thing?
No, that is another tool what you brought about. So no, fine. Now
Then I don't know how to respond. I think you have to help me.
I will help you, but think it over on what is the tool. See, what you're doing, I'll tell you, is you're looking at the end result of it. End result is that you should not have a perception about raga and dvesha. You should not have this, you should not have that. That's the end result of the experiment. So what are you expecting out of this experiment is that you are coming out of this raga, dvesha and all of those. But what is that you want to experiment is the first question. So you need to think on what is the subject you would like to investigate, or what is that you want to see. Then you require an instrument to see it. Otherwise it won't show up anything. Meaning, this example what you just now gave me, somebody is talking and you can be thinking that there is nobody talking. That is called as an imagination. That is vikalpa. That's not going to help. So what I need to do, then I need to do the shama of the indriya and dhamma. These two I have to bring. Now if I were to bring that, what is the tool for doing that? So we have to think.
I am not able to respond. Not able to think.
No problem. Let's find out from Lata what she has.
Yeah.
So I will say what I have done. So actually, Vilas has given me that mantra, right? So you have that repetition of mantra. I did for 4 months, I think, 3 or 4 months. What it helped me was, it prepared my mind to observe what's happening, because I could see after that mantra, because earlier, you not even realize that mind is always chattering, and you are always in the mind actually, and you are identified with the mind, and you are not able to separate and observe. It's very difficult to do that. And after this whatever mantra practice which I did for some 4 months or whatever, is when you get all those, when you are doing that mantra chanting, you will get all those blissful feeling, peaceful feeling, all that is there. But then what really it helped me was I was able to see the gap between me and that mind. So when you see the gap is when you can really observe. And you can really see that in every instant where the mind is running towards. So I started observing the mind like that. And then for me, it was like a kind of a self-study of myself. How am I reacting to different things? I was more concentrated on myself. I was not so much observing the other people. So this is one technique or one tool to prepare the mind to get into this awareness or this observation what you are talking about. This is one method. The second method is the other thing which I used to use before that mantra was the breath observation. So that also will calm your mind and you will be able to see the gap and then you can observe. Then many things will open up. But otherwise it is like one thought observing the other thought in the mind, and you will be in the mind only. You will not be able to get out of it. So I think the mind will divide by itself and then start doing this one thought against another thought. So this is what my experience is.
But would that help you?
Yeah, breath, I agree, fully agree. It is there in my mind to do that.
No, that is was the
Yesterday
question.
I have gone through the same thing. I was not aware it's the instrument you are asking. Tool.
That's a tool, no?
Yeah. And I was not aware that is a tool, but I thought it's a process.
No, the process you are following is to observe the breath. That is the process.
I got it. That I fully agree. I am there in that, observing own breath.
How long?
Whenever, you have to bring the attention there and you have to keep observing.
No, the moment you said whenever the experiment has failed.
Not experiment failure. It should be like a regular one.
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Regularly you have to do that.
That's correct. Regularly means what?
Yeah.
What is how long?
See, when is that wherever you are sitting, instead of doing any other work, which doesn't give any result, it is a waste time. Instead of that, you just observe. And yesterday I have gone through the video of how to do this also. That sit somewhere and just observe. That's fine, perfect. And also, when some transaction happens, talking to people, there also you should observe, because the idea is it should not change its frequency. But if you observe it's a neutral one, you don't have any raga or dvesha with that, then your observation, that attention span improves. But when you are doing a transaction with the people, that based on the raga and dvesha also this will change. Then when you observe, then naturally it will come back to normal. Because you have to give attention to that person what is talking, and also you have to give attention to this breath. Then you will understand where are you. Generally what happens when people sit in front of you, immediately your attention goes fully about what they talk. And before they talk one word, you have already made the decision about that person. That he is going to talk like this and you have to respond like this. So in this exercise, it will not allow to happen that way. You will start observing what he talks. If it is something transaction, your role is there, you will also do something. If your role is not there, simply you will observe. You are sitting in the airport, somebody is talking to other person, you are listening, and you just hear and in a neutral way. And if they talk something about, say, the war between Pakistan and India, so your BP will not rise there. Or cricket when they talk, it will not rise. It's just like sound you are trying to understand. You are in a neutral way there. So basically, the breath, it will not change its rhythm, which is the natural way or something. The moment you give raga and dvesha, it will change. That will not happen during this observation time.
Fine. So where do you watch the breath?
Where do you means what?
No, you have to watch the breath, right?
Yes.
Now you're talking with me. Where are you watching the breath?
See, I am talking to you. By default, I am not watching. But in the prayatna, it is possible to watch. I am watching also.
No, my
So I have to bring attention there through my.
no,
through
where?
my
Where? No, where? Now we are talking. Now
Yes.
we are conversing, right?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of watching the breath when you are conversing? Have you tried that?
Possibility is there,
But have you
but I
tried?
don't know. I have not tried so far.
No, when you have not tried, how sure are you that raga and dvesha will not come in the breath?
Again,
See, when you have not tried,
yeah.
how do you know the raga and dvesha will not come? Because you would not be, when I am talking to you, but there is absolutely no chance that I can watch the breath. Because if I watch the breath, then their ideas will not get, conceived of what
Not
should
able
I.
to talk.
Pardon?
Not able to talk.
Yes, you won't be able to talk. So now you are saying you have to watch the breath and also talk. Have you tried?
I have not tried.
Then how do you know?
I was thinking it is possible, which is very similar to driving, clutch, brake, and all that coordination, synchronization happens. The same mind, but it happens in a natural way. I was thinking same way this can be done. This is my assumption.
No, that's fine. But have you tried it out?
So far I have not tried, no.
So,
But I have idea of trying.
no, you try. Absolutely, you should try. So now the thing is, you have come to a conclusion that this is what is the result of that. That is not right. See, now you are talking to me. Will I make myself that you are only a sound? Can that be possible?
No. Human being. You will think that I am human being, not only sound.
So when you are talking to me,
When you drop your mind, then yes, possible. Only if you have instrument of listening, dropping the mind, that means there is no programmed language or modulation of sound, then it is just sound, like a small kid listening.
no, even the kid will understand that based upon the facial expression, it knows what the mother or father is trying to say. So it will cry or it will smile or do something. So what you are talking is on the indriyas, controlling the indriya. That is a separate tool altogether. That's another tool. Because mind is connected to that those senses, 5 senses. So you have to pull back the indriya. That is the experiment. And the result of that experiment is that the mind doesn't go outside at all. It will stay inward. It doesn't go out and see any objects, hear any sound, taste anything, touch anything, smell anything. And because these 5 are not there, there are no thoughts also. So you're basically, the machine is switched off, just like the deep sleep. This is another tool that can be used, and the experiment is the Jagat. So I can experiment on Jagat. When I hear, what happens? When I taste, what happens? When I touch, what happens? When I smell, what happens? When I see, what happens? Like that.
You are talking to do something when you are not interacting with the people. When you are interacting, if you go to that mode, then interaction stops fully.
Yes. So then
You can do it when you are alone, anywhere possible.
no, even then, but you will have some birds chirping, so automatically your ear will go there. Some vehicle is going on the road, it will go there. Somebody is standing, that will go there. Something is there to touch, and that will go there. Something is there to smell, that will go there, like that. Even though you are alone.
Yeah, initially it will go there, then it will come back
How?
because you are trying to bring it back.
How?
That is
the
called prayatna, na?
No, that is correct. But
If you have, then otherwise you are already realized soul. In this case, it will go there because of its own nature, because the mind says go there. The moment you know that it is gone there, you will try to bring it back. Because that is a thought. One thought is to go, understand, and then from there you build some picture.
with
Now,
yeah, go on.
now the moment you go there, you are trying to bring it back. So you are not allowing to have any more further thoughts on that sound. That means one sound has come, maybe truck, maybe it's a heavy sound, maybe somebody is going to dig borewell. Like that you will have your own. Maybe if he is digging borewell, where is that, which site? And then today I have meeting. Okay, maybe that will disturb me. Like that you will have your own story building there.
No, that is correct. So what is the tool to bring it back? Now you require two tools here. One tool is the senses itself. So pulling back the senses is one of the experiment. For that, the senses are, or the objects itself are the thing to be experimented, and the tool here is the senses. To pull back the tool, you require another tool.
The tool is the senses.
Yes, that is the sense, no? That is what you are going to observe. For which
Yes.
you have to use the same. Whatever is the observing agent, that is itself is the tool. Sorry, that itself is the, yeah, that's the tool.
Okay, I will ask something. You have to tell me this one. You have mind. Through mind, they are observing. And when you are observing, it is combination of some scene, some sound, something like that. And based on that, you are forming some picture, and after that you will start interacting. Okay, best example is our morning spiritual. When you come to that room, when you sit in front of me, I know that you are sitting in front of me. So based on what I have decided, based on what I have seen, then sound, two things. Now what is instrument here? Instrument is what I have, what I have seen and what I heard, that is the instrument.
What you have seen, what you have heard is the objects, right? That is the thing what you are experimenting on.
Yeah. But instrument here is through what I have observed, right?
Through the senses, through the eyes
Senses,
and through the ears.
Can I say senses is the instrument here?
Yes, senses is the instrument.
Okay. Instrument, yeah.
So you are sensing.
Yeah.
So you are inside a vehicle.
Yes.
So we'll put in an analogy, becomes easy. Let us say you are in an armored vehicle, which has like that something like Bofors gun, or like that armored vehicle what you have. In the armored vehicle, what happens? The person is below, and the periscope and other scopes are above. So using that computer and the periscope, the person can see what is there on the above the ground. Like if you look at a submarine also has the same concept. So it senses, and you are the person who is going to decide what to do. Right? So eyes is that instrument through which you sense a sight. Ear is an instrument through which you will sense a sound, like that. So that is the architecture, or that is the tool through which you will understand the outside world and to do what to do about it. So this is an instrument. Now if you want to pull it back, close it, completely close it, with what? You require another tool for that. You can't be using the same sense as a tool. So what is that tool?
Mm. I got stuck with the tool and this one.
Good. So you have to think.
So instead of the tool, you can also consider it as a technique.
No, technique is how you are going to observe it. Now first you require the tool, then the technique will come.
Okay, fine.
After the tool is given, what will you do is a technique, right?
Mm.
Oh,
See, let's say you take breath and then you say what you are going to do with that breath is a technique, correct?
correct. So yeah, breath is a tool, and how you do it, there are different ways you can do it.
Yes.
So that's a technique which you would practice.
Yes, that you would practice. I might practice something different, but will
Yes,
practice
yes.
something different, and you will practice something different.
Correct. For example, I was observing when I was, that is when we started 2019, I was observing the breath. How am I observing? I'm just looking at in which nostril the breath is happening. Right? Sometimes it is in the right, sometimes in the left. I was continuously observing. And that was the technique. So that's what the technique is, observing that.
Correct.
That is one technique. Otherwise, you can follow the breath. You take in the breath and you can follow it till the end, and then it also comes out. Then you can follow out. That is another technique, right?
Correct.
Okay. So
Or
just to give clarity.
another method, what Sri Ravi Shankar does, so hum, like that. So that is a technique.
Correct. Yeah, that is another. Yeah, you breathe in and then say hum, and then
Hum so.
or the other way around. Hum so.
Hum so. So you can do
Right, the
that.
other one. Yeah, these are so the breath itself where there are different techniques.
Yes, so you can use, so if I say that I am using this Sudarshan Kriya, that is the technique on breath.
On breath. So what breath observation I do normally is to see in which nostril is the breath happening, so that you feel that air going inside and then the hot air coming outside.
Correct.
So that's what I was observing, and this I was observing some time back, and I was continuously observing whenever I remembered. May not be 100%, but for some time I also mentioned to Vilas some time back that observed that both the nostrils were same. Okay, it is not that one nostril. It's not that we are not breathing in one nostril. One is more open, the other one is less open, and it'll alternate. But then for 1 or 2 weeks, it was same, equal. I was observing that actually. Because I am observing, I could sense it, that it is same. And that's when that I got that
The Kundalini works
experience.
only when it is equal.
Then only I got that experience. I still vividly remember that. Yes.
I was about to answer to that only when that sama happens in both the nostril, immediately the energy will start to enter into the central channel.
Yeah, before that experience, at least for a week, I was observing it was same.
So what Sadguru does is to forcefully make it run in the central channel by the Shambhavi Mudra. So that is another technique.
Yeah, correct. You don't have the patience to wait.
So now you have to take a tool and work out on the technique. Then you have set up a laboratory.
Yeah, correct. So that's what they give this example for us to get clarity here. The tool and the technique.
Yes. So the first thing we need to decide is what is the tool.
And the other way to use the breath for the awareness of the thing is you observe that movement of the breath, and then you continuously observe and then you find that you will slip into what is observing as an end result.
Yes. So whatever Bhatt is talking about observation, awareness, and all that, you first require to finalize the tool.
Mm.
Then, which technique will bring that is the question. Like on that day, Lata, when you asked me, give me
Technique, yes.
technique. So I gave you a tool and a technique. So the tool you knew it, a breath.
Mm.
The only thing I had to give you is a technique,
Mm.
and you tried it.
Breath anyway I was doing
That's what I'm
that
telling
time.
you. Yes.
Yeah,
So
correct.
the tool you knew, the technique I informed, so it worked.
Mm.
So I don't know what is the tool and what is the technique Bhatt would like to use.
Observing this breath, yes. It is observation, which I will do.
But what will you observe in the breath? That's a technique. So have you finalized the tool now?
I got stuck here in this now.
Yeah. See, but either you can use the breath or you could use a mantra.
No, I am using the breath. That's easy.
Okay, fine. Then
Easy,
that's
very easy
fine.
for me. That finalized. I'm got stuck with this the nomenclature, process, tools, and all that.
Yeah. That is anyway. That is all words.
Yeah. I was thinking that I should drop all that from my mind for some 2-3 months
No, you drop.
and keep observing. Yeah.
No, you
Without
should
thinking
drop.
why I should give a name so-called process and then
You don't
technique
have
and
to.
tool and all that.
I didn't anyway knew. I didn't anyway knew it is a tool or a technique or anything. I was just experimenting.
Yeah.
I was just experimenting. I was also reading that time this Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So there are many kinds of breath practice it is given. So I tried some few from there.
No, what you can do, but is one suggestion I'll give you. In that Vigyan Bhairava Tantra, the first 9 represents the breath. Okay, 9 sections are there. Different things about breath. Okay, what you need to do is take 1 month for one of that technique. So 9 means 9 months. You need to practice.
In the existing Vivekachudamani, if you explain, that is much easier for me. If I go to now referring to other books.
No,
Again,
I'm not talking about other
book.
book. See, for the breath we are talking, right? So that is the practice. See, now you have understood the...
See, the thing is, that way, Soham from Ravi Shankar, maybe Shambhavi from Sadguru, like that, there will be so many things. Yeah, all are good only. But see, we have done recently finished from Vivekachudamani. Within that, it's easier for me.
No.
Yeah, so I think then I think
I want to manage within that if possible. If not possible, then okay.
So then in that...
Otherwise, I don't want to get stuck with this.
Then I should not be going
for breath.
Yeah, then I think should not be awareness.
Finally, what people say, if you do the Gayatri in a very meaningful, this way focus there, if you do, you will achieve, much higher level of your spiritual journey. Just doing Gayatri. That by default, that mantra, diksha, everything has happened. But what I am thinking, since it is, we are studying this one, Shankaracharya's, this Advaita philosophy, through this Vivekachudamani, somehow it is now very close to my mind and heart. Without any issues, I can continue there.
Fine.
It's my feeling.
So then
from there, you can, if you tell me, yes, it's easy for me.
No, wait for a second. Then in that case, you can't do the observation and awareness. You can't be using that.
Yes, about to say that, yes.
I had to drop that.
You should do Viveka and Vairagya.
See, what you need to take in Vivekachudamani is Vairagya.
Yeah.
That's the starting point.
Vairagya, okay.
So you do it. That is the tool.
Yeah, that is That is okay. That's okay.
Okay. Now you have to come up with technique. What will you do to get Vairagya?
Yes, correct. That is the question. Now, what happens to my observation now? I will not even care about observation.
No, that is a separate tool. No. You can't mix tools.
Then what should I do with my mind?
You have to bring in Vairagya. That's all you need to bring into the
Okay,
mind.
in the mind, bring Vairagya. Okay.
Yes. See, let me put it in a very simple, structured way for you. But tool is the Vivekachudamani, and in that you are establishing the sadhana, the Chatustaya. Out of the sadhana Chatustaya, the first thing you need to establish is mumukshatva. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. For doing that, you need to develop a technique where you get that urgency. So how do you get that urgency? Is observation. Then the result of that experiment is either you have succeeded in establishing mumukshatva or you have failed in that attempt. So then you have to set a time frame. I will do this for 3 months, 1 quarter. And keep on making notes. Today, what happened? Tomorrow, what happened? Like that. And in 3 months' time, you will come to know whether mumukshatva has dawned on you or not. For which you have to create a questionnaire. That is the technique for yourself. Then, if you have set that in motion, then you will be able to set Vairagya in motion. Now the question comes, for this Vairagya and Mumukshatva, what is the technique? What is the one from Vivekachudamani you want to use?
We were doing, right? Annamaya Kosha.
Hey, wait, Lata. I wanted him to think. I would have given him the answer. I would have given him.
I'm sorry.
Panchakosha.
No. Sorry.
Panchakosha based practice. Tool is Factory Upanishad.
No. Panchakosha only. But anyway, she has answered to you. Now you have to go with Annamaya Kosha. Now, if you go through Annamaya Kosha, you have to get the disgust, which you don't want to get anyway. Without that, no Vairagya.
I don't want to get the way what you are talking last time. But I want to get the way.
No, that is what even Shankara explains.
After that.
No, even Shankara explains the same way. However you take it, I'm not saying that you should look at your saliva or whatever. Okay, but at the end of it, you should get disgusted feeling about this body.
Yes.
Okay, that is the experiment. It says it is past.
Yes.
Once that is past, you will feel that mumukshatva coming like a stream, that you want to end this journey. It is such a dirty place to be. Then you get Vairagya.
Yes.
Okay, so now you have to practice this in whichever format you want about Annamaya Kosha, but ultimately you have to feel disgusted about the body.
Yes. That is possible.
If that is possible, then that is your tool. Now you have to share on a regular basis your experience. So now the question comes, when you are eating, what will you do? When you are going for urination, what is going to do? When you are going for stools, what? Because you are ultimately have to look everything as a purisha,
Purusha.
and then only the disgust feeling is going to come. Otherwise, you feel very happy about the body.
Mhm.
So once the Annamaya Kosha is done, you have to go to Pranamaya Kosha. Then when the Pranamaya Kosha is done, you have to go into the Manomaya Kosha. Then when Manomaya Kosha is done, they have to go to Vijnanamaya Kosha. And when Vijnanamaya Kosha is done, they have to go to Anandamaya Kosha. And throw the Kosha itself, because it is of no use. And for each one of them, you have to develop a tool. And this tool and technique is the practice. Shankara has only informed what you should be doing, but he has not given the tool. He has explained the technique, but he has not given the tool to you to say that, okay, take this tool, try it out. Only in the Annamaya Kosha, he has given the tool completely. Because that's the most grossest to start. So, what is the end of that? You realize that you are neither the body nor the mind, and you are only Sakshi, witness. That's the end result. So, tool plus technique plus experiment equals result. Tool is body, technique is observing the body, experiment is to see the body in various stages and various modification, and how much disgusting it is to hold the body even for a moment. And the result is, first result of that you will get is mumukshatva, urgency for liberation. Then the second you will get is vairagya. Then you get the third one, viveka, which will say that what is real and what is unreal. So the body and its feelings and all that is unreal, so you'll get to see that. Then having seen it, you now would like to see how this body is sensed. So you will have to establish the shama, dama, uparati, titiksha, samadhana. And before that, Shraddha would have happened. That is, once you have seen that body is Purisha, the Shraddha would have happened. So you then put Titiksha, because it will, whenever you see your daughter or a wife or whatever, you feel attracted or attached to them, and then you should bring in Titiksha. Then you have Samadhana. And Shamadama will help you in removing any attachment towards your wife or daughters. Then you're done.
I think this part bit faster, Jordan. See, tool is what here?
The tool here is what? The tool here is Annamaya Kosha.
Annamaya Kosha. Okay.
The technique is disgust.
Technique is you should be away from that. Okay.
Okay. The body is the tool. Technique is the getting the disgust. The experiment is to see within you and others that what
Changes. Various changes. I have understood that.
Yes. And then what is the result? You will get mumukshatva first, because it is so dirty and so disgusting. You feel that, how did I ever come into this body?
Okay. And this I am understood now. I am noted. Then I have this question also. When you are looking at a person now, you have to observe yourself and bring it to neutrality. It is not there anywhere in the this Vivekachudamani. I don't know from where I'm attracted to that. This is there, I understood. Okay.
I think
It is available where? It is not there in Vivekachudamani is my question.
No.
Once you get vairagya, that is passion, naturally it happens. You cannot force it.
But is there something wrong when I keep observing myself, my own thoughts? Because I am trying to do that since many, many years. Since I think 10 years now. Observe your thought. TPS, thoughts per second, it will come down. Once it comes down, you are naturally that wave in the ocean. When it reduces, you are start seeing the depth because now you don't have disturbance. That means the mirror started getting cleaned. You can see the depth. So that is how you can achieve. I was thinking it is also somewhere built in within Vivekachudamani.
No, that is not there. What Lata
Not
said
there,
is right. Once you find the disgust, then you will get vairagya. Once you get vairagya, then only you will start to see neutral. If you put an effort to make it neutral, it is only within your mind. So in the mind, two thoughts will arise. One arises with saying that you don't have to be neutral. Another thought will say, no, no, always you should be neutral, and they keep on fighting. That's all.
But you said that is the first technique you explained about that. During that time, the same thing will happen.
During what time?
Forget about now Vivekachudamani. You're talking about Jnana Bhairava Tantra or something, focusing on this breath. Same thing, right?
No, it is not the same thing. That's another tool and technique. So you have to experiment it. Right? We are doing experiment now. The end result is the same. But we are taking a tool, we are taking a technique, and we are putting the laboratory, and we are coming out with a result. Now we have learned how to set up a laboratory. All that we did in the last 4 years is to how to set up a laboratory. So we found out various books and said that, okay, this one gets a better laboratory, that one is a better laboratory, this is cheaper, this is easier, this is expensive, this is time consuming. All that we have done. Now we have to set up a laboratory. By investing time and energy, we have to set up a laboratory. So what all kind of laboratory that can be set up? One laboratory is using breath. Another laboratory that can be set up using the senses. Another laboratory that can be set up using Vivekachudamani. Another laboratory that can be set up is using Buddha teaching. Another laboratory that can be set up is through Jain. Another laboratory that can be set up is through Christian. And like that. So we can set up any amount of laboratories.
And also Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
I actually missed it. That is the biggest laboratory you can set up.
Yes, that is the greatest laboratory.
Yeah.
Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
Yeah, so we can go by that. Or Yoga Taravali we had done. That is another laboratory. And Atma Bodha of Shankaracharya is another laboratory. Atma Tattva is another laboratory. Bhagavad Gita is another laboratory.
Bhagavad Gita, each chapter is one laboratory.
Yeah, you can set up how many laboratories you want. Now, what we did in the last 4 years is to find out what is the laboratory and who has set up. What is the benefit of setting up such a laboratory? Is that can I do it? Can't I do it? And what is required as a qualification to set up a laboratory? And what is the benefit at the end of that laboratory? What happens? And who is going to be investing, and how much time I need to invest, and what all I need to do, and what is the benefit of doing it? So we have done that. Now it's time to have the laboratory in our name. So you require tool plus technique plus experiment equals result.
Yeah, and Shankaracharya makes fun of all those pranayamas and all that stuff, asanas and
Yes, he
things
makes a
like that.
fun of it in Aparokshanubhuti.
Aparoksha Anubhuti. Yes, yes, exactly. And he gives a different meaning to all that.
Yes, he, as per him, Patanjali Yoga Sutra is a trash.
Right. I think from his level, he is sitting in
Yes, yes,
some
yes.
level,
It is from his level only. So
not from our levels.
no, we see. We have laboratories. We have the manual to setting up the laboratory. Now, all that we have done in the last 4 years is to understand different laboratories, how they work.
Hmm.
Now it is time to set up a laboratory.
I heard there are 1,008 ways of doing this finally spiritual journey. And in that, a lot of fight used to happen. Finally, Patanjali came and he put everything together and he said, now we refer to this one book.
Correct. But Shankaracharya refutes that.
What to do with all this now Indian sages? Earlier, we had a lot of respect. Now if you go with...
No, I think, yeah, see, actually, we are trying to find the infinite. So there are infinite ways to reach. There is one way which I recently heard, the Sufi saints, the whirling saints. They will point the finger towards the top to the sky and they whirl, rotate in some particular way
Correct.
and then stop. And I was wondering, what is the strange practice? I heard the CM talking about it. He also knows Sufism pretty well, I guess. And then I realized, that's also true. That's like movement. You move, and then you realize you're still. So there's a way to move. It's not simply dancing.
No, that
So-
this one Osho started dynamic meditation. That is the same thing. You keep on jumping and jumping and jumping for 1 hour. You dance, you do whatever, and suddenly stop.
Yes, then you will really. It is like trying to trick the mind to get that. All that. So there are so infinite number of ways.
Yes.
So we need to find our own way of doing it. So I have tried different things. I tried bhakti. I tried all works. All
Yeah,
works.
all will work. But
All will give, if you are earnest enough, everything will give you some result. Everything.
but the one caution notice: you can't mix laboratories. You can't say that today I will start with this, tomorrow I'll start with that, day after tomorrow I'll start with another one. That's all.
That's right. That's true. So it's not that I have done like that.
No, I'm
So
just
for a long-
I'm just giving a caution notice.
Correct. So for the breath also, I've been doing that for quite some time. And then it equalizes, and then I got that experience. Then somehow I dropped that observation. And then I went behind some other kind of breath meditation, like observing the stop, 2 stops. And initially I was able to observe only 1 stop. I could never observe the other stop. And in that stop is where that Brahman is or whatever. So like that. So I was doing that. And then there is some other technique of going and then the breath stopping in some 6 fingers away, down, like that. There is some other technique I have done. So like that I have experimented many things. So nowadays only I'm not experimenting anything. Because all the experiments leads to the same thing. So I stopped experimenting.
No, it is not that, Lata. You have to, in your case, why you have become complacent is that you have not gone on one. Now you know you can get the same thing by many. So now you have to drop all of that and only go by one, which you have to determine. You have to have that strong determination.
Yes.
That is missing.
Yes.
That is missing in your case.
You
became complacent because you got the result.
Yes.
So there is a lab technician and he was supposed to get a Nobel Prize, and he experimented, he got a Nobel Prize. Now there is no further motivation, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm sitting here like this.
Yes. So now you feel okay, that's all, done. So
Yeah.
that is the thing what you need to do. And but if you have to now select, and if you say Vivekachudamani, then you have to drop the other ones and go by first getting disgust nature of the body.
Vairagya. That's the starting point.
Yes. Vairagya has to come. So when you see your wife next time, you should feel disgusted about it. You should feel yuck. Oh my goodness. Shit, man. How am I seeing this lady? I mean, you can't tell her, but you have to feel that.
I think you can assume the skin is not there.
Not
In all
assume.
of us.
See, actually, what we should see or get the ability to see is just the reverse of the skin, meaning the behind of the skin in the front. That's
then
it.
I think immediately that will come.
Yes, and that's the reason I was saying that you should see your saliva and all of that. Then only you will start to dislike. You feel disgust.
The other way is you imagine that your heart is outside kept, lungs is kept,
No, that will
stomach
be,
is kept.
that is
That's imagination.
that is only imagination. That is only intellectualization. That's not going to work.
I don't know. I'm just trying to find some ways for butt.
No. We are finding many ways to but. Now it is but who has to decide. we might bring in many tools to him, saying that, here is one tool. Here is one tool for you.
And you confuse him.
Now, but is more confused than ever.
Yesterday convinced, today confused.
Yeah, I can see that. See, but if forget, then but you just drop Vivekachudamani and then try observing. If that's what you have been doing for a long time.
No, he said, no, wait, Lata, don't dissuade him or move him from Vivekachudamani, because few minutes ago he said that it is very close to his heart.
Yes. Because for me, I have not categorized anything as this is Patanjali Yoga Sutra, this is Buddha thing, this is Bhagavad Gita. I was just picking something and trying to do something. So you ask me what is what, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not done like that.
You know what? I have not realized it is already 9:35.
We will continue on Monday.
Yeah. I think we will give a break to Bhatt to understand what tool. So my sister was
mathematics professor in my PU. Okay, I have not understood anything what he was talking. But there was one physics. You are explaining in such a way, it was so easy. I got highest marks there.
So now you are...
It depends on what is going inside and easy, based on my own vasana.
Correct. So now what you are referring to
I should choose that.
Now what you
without labeling it's a Shankara or it is somebody else.
Correct.
Without labeling anything. What technique is going to work? I have to follow that.
Correct. Absolutely.
But at least I should do something now. If I am going to observe the breath, without naming any Shankara or something, I'll observe for next 3 months. That is what I should do. Then it will give me some idea what should I do next. Or Annamaya Kosha doing. Do that.
Yeah, you will get automatic guidance.
Do that for 3 months. If I get stuck, then discuss. If going smooth, and then see till the result comes.
That's correct.
Because now I want to stop intellectual trouble.
Done.
Isn't it? That is the best way. Anyway, in today's discussion, for me, it is good only, but suddenly emotion was going that what is happening around me.
No,
but again, it is coming back to normal now.
No, but never expected that there will be a tool and technique and something you have to do. He was very clear yesterday. Okay, I'm done. Oh, I'm now going to. I know my lab.
Hmm.
No, we made sure that you don't know where the lab is.
No, actually, the next set of questions will come, but when you really start doing something honestly,
Yeah, that is correct.
real, different kinds of questions will come.
Yeah, correct. And it will lead me automatically. Just go to next stage.
Yeah. So only
See,
thing
now
we need.
some interest has come after going through all this lab and tour and all that. Something else is there now, that pudita means that interest that I desire, strong desire that do this something. I'll do it now. But I am very sure it will not be wrong direction.
That's correct. So when I spoke to my sister this morning, the way she was sounding, she sounded that, how come you're closing everything? So, and she said that you're closing the one thing and opening another one. I think we have already opened for continuation for another few years.
Yeah, this is next level. Yes.
Okay, all right. So
The
Monday.
journey was very good. We have gone through all this material available very close to us, and it was known to us to at a high level. We have gone deeper, and so the next level is experiment. Lab is there, experiment.
No, lab is not there. You have to create a lab. We have seen the labs of somebody else, and we have found out that we can create a lab.
Okay, create one lab.
So now we are asking, what lab should I create?
Yeah. Don't worry about which cycle, but at least do cycling, two-wheeler. If you do balancing, something is done.
Correct.
We heard enough. Two-wheel, this diameter, this speed, this is how it goes. Atlas cycle, and then another rally, various brands, everything you have seen. Now just go.
Yes, it is like a person who wanted to swim. He has visited so many pools and has studied all the material of how to get inside water, and yet he doesn't want to get into the water. That is the simplest example we can take.
Yes. Now get into water, then you will know how.
Then you will know whether you can. That helped you or did not help you at all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So we'll meet on Monday.
Okay.
Good day. Good day to both of you. Bye.
Nice weekend. Good day. Bye.
Bye.